Hi Candace, David again. Okay, some additional things like as far as tools and instruments and things that Heartbeat City can do to help arm and strengthen our family. So in the battle that we fight against evil and wickedness, and the war that we're in against the devil and his wickedness and all the evil that accompanies him. In addition to arming ourselves, like oftentimes when we think of arming ourselves, we might think of like Halo, or we may think of in terms of the military, you go get a tank or go get a bunch of machine guns or rifles or handguns or whatever it is. Generally speaking, all those instruments, as much as they do arm us and work as certain forms of defense, strategic defenses in our war against the devil, generally speaking, those aren't while certain weapons and things like that are good in war and so forth. The type of arming that I'm talking about is spiritual armor. And so one of the areas in which we need to strengthen ourselves is we need to understand, number one, that the house, or in all those different houses, I'll just call it the house of Israel or the Messiah's house or the house of faith, we arm ourselves specifically with the language, or call it the Messiah's language, right? Which is a pure language. It's a pure killer language. And so part of that language should be geared in arming ourselves to fight the devil. And so what do we want to do when we target the devil? Well, there's certain things that the devil never does right, and he never does good, and is a perpetual pest to peace. And so what we do is we just make sure that we identify the areas in which the devil really stinks. The devil really stinks in his heart. His heart is as black as it can be. And so we can delve deeper into that, right? Why is it black? Well, we can go into the scriptures, we can study why he became the devil and why God made it the way that he did, where the devil was sent to earth to tempt and try us. And then we can learn and say, oh, well, you know what? Like many of the choices that men are making here on earth, while they may not be of the household of faith, they may still be making mistakes under Aaron's law, and in telestial and terrestrial ways. They're making mistakes or erring after the order of perhaps what we could call Aaron's things. And so what we need to do is maybe provide correction and counsel. Or in the war against the devil, we say, well, we need to make improvements in the heart. Right? And how do we make improvements in the heart? Well, we have to follow Benjamin's law of serving one another, losing ourselves in service, consecrating, calibrating, and consecrating our lives to the Lord, and then doing the same thing with our families. And so we teach those outside of the household of faith. We amuse and entertain them on similar principles, all of which I would say are Aaron's principles, but they're all within the Aaron's laws, but they're all within the Messiah's laws. And so, although there is some Aaron effect, the Aaron effect, ultimately, there may be some moot components to it. And so we want to improve upon the Aaron's effects and improve upon our knowledge and understanding of Aaron's laws and Aaron's things. And then we want to, consider the different laws within the different houses, why they exist, and how they can fight the good fight or war the good war. I like the term fight the good fight, because in the fight, if you fight a good spiritual fight, hopefully the need for war, after the order of which we've experienced under Bush law or Obama law or many of these inferior laws, hopefully that type of warfare would cease and you would find a better, more celestial manner of government and a better, more celestial manner of doing things. So anyhow, hope you like that, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.